They said it was just a wild fox, but what it did during the fire saved a life no one thought mattered. Everyone ignored him, everyone forgot him, until the night the forest burned and a single fox refused to leave because it was waiting for someone who had nothing left. In a quiet village near the edge of a forest, there lived a man named Daniel. He wasn't always alone. Years ago, he had a family, a small house filled with laughter and dreams that once felt within reach. But life has a way of changing everything in an instant. A sudden illness took his wife, and not long after, his daughter was sent away to live with distant relatives. The house became silent, too silent. Daniel stopped going to town, he stopped talking to people, and slowly, people stopped noticing him. To the village, he became just another forgotten man living near the woods. Days turned into months, months turned into years, and Daniel learned to live with the quiet. Until one evening, something unusual happened. As the sun was setting, painting the sky in deep orange and fading gold, Daniel noticed movement near his window. A fox. It stood still, just a few feet away. Its fur was thin, its body lean, and its eyes strangely calm. Daniel frowned. "Go away," he muttered. But the fox didn't move. It simply stared. Not aggressive, not afraid, just there. The next day, it came back. Same spot, same quiet presence. Daniel tried to ignore it, but something about the fox unsettled him. It wasn't begging, it wasn't hunting, it was watching. Days passed, then weeks. The fox kept returning, every evening just before dark, always at the same distance, always silent. One night, unable to stand it anymore, Daniel stepped outside. "Why do you keep coming here?" he asked. Of course, there was no answer, but for the first time, the fox took a step closer. Daniel didn't move, neither did the fox, and for a brief moment, they simply existed in the same space. Two lonely creatures, both forgotten. From that night on, Daniel stopped chasing it away. He didn't feed it, he didn't touch it, but he let it stay, and somehow that was enough. The presence of the fox began to change something in him. He started opening his windows again, letting sunlight in. He began fixing small things around the house, things he had ignored for years. And sometimes he would speak out loud, not to anyone in particular, but the fox was always there to listen. Then one night, everything changed. It started with the smell of smoke, faint at first, then stronger. Daniel stepped outside and saw it, flames rising from the forest. The wind was strong, too strong. The fire was spreading fast. Panic erupted in the village. People shouted, families ran. But Daniel didn't move. He stood frozen, watching the fire approach. For a moment, he thought, maybe this was the end. Maybe it didn't matter. Maybe nothing did. Then suddenly, a sharp sound, a rustle. The fox, it appeared out of nowhere, running towards him. Then it stopped, looked at him, and ran again, but this time away from the house. Daniel blinked, confused. The fox stopped again, turned its head, as if telling him to follow. "I'm not going anywhere," Daniel whispered. But the fox ran back towards him, closer this time, then turned again, waiting. Something inside Daniel shifted, a small, fragile instinct, to move, to follow. Slowly, Daniel stepped forward. The fox ran. Daniel followed. Through narrow paths, through dry grass, away from the fire, until they reached a small clearing near a stream. Safe, far enough. Daniel collapsed to his knees, breathing heavily. When he looked up, the fox was standing there, watching him, one last time. And then, it turned and disappeared into the smoke. The fire consumed everything, the forest, the old house, the place Daniel had once called his world.
but he was alive. Days later, as the village began to rebuild, people noticed something different about Daniel. He spoke again, he helped, he stayed, and when someone asked him why he didn't leave sooner, he simply said, "I wasn't alone." They didn't understand, but Daniel did, because sometimes the one who saves you is the one no one sees. Sometimes the smallest presence in your life can become the reason you choose to keep going. If you were in Daniel's place, would you have followed the fox?